Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome to Nadlan broadcasting to you from the East Coast of New York, giving you daily updates from real estate entrepreneurs so you can become one yourself. And today we have post number 5+6 from Entrepreneur of the Week, Rinat Reuveni, Lerner, about why do we need a real estate broker anyway? And the 3 golden rules for successful investing. So who we are, if you've been wondering, Nadlan is providing real estate courses, mentoring, financing, deal analysis services, and great deal offerings. If you like our content, please give us a thumbs up and register to our channel so YouTube can show our content to more people. All right, so let's jump into the post of the day. So why do we need a broker anyway? What to do? We have to admit, in our eyes, the Israelis, a realtor is the one who makes you happy for exclusivity, shows the house, take a commission, and disappears. It may be that many realtors honestly earned the degree, but as in many professionals, there are the very good and there are those that are not that good. You make a bad name for the profession. Many Israeli customers and investors are shocked when I describe to them the process of buying a property in Texas. I emphasize Texas and not the United States because the US brokerage license is per state. It is so much simpler than in Israel and also safer and faster. And for the whole business, this one here wins. You guessed it, the realtor. Sounds of triumphs. There is a big difference between the job definition of an Israeli and an American broker. The broker here has a great responsibility towards his client. The accompaniment is throughout the process. He is responsible for locating and finding the property, visiting the property, filming a video or live video, issuing comparables, rental prices and sales in the area, drafting the contract. In Texas, you do not need an attorney to buy a real estate property. Signing, bidding, negotiations with the other broker, improving the offer if necessary, coordinating and managing the inspection, the home inspection, negotiating with the sellers on the findings, help financing the project with the lenders, types of mortgages, help with the title company. On each of these issues, you can write an entire post. And if all goes well, managing the closing where money is transferred and the property is registered in the title in the name of the buyers. Only then, at this point, the broker actually received their commission from the seller. That is, the investor, the buyer, does not pay his broker anything, nothing. There are very rare cases where the seller is not willing to pay a commission to the agent, and it will usually be known very early in the transaction stages. Then there will be cases where the broker will ask their commission from the buyer. It has not happened to me, tap on wood. But again, all parties knew it in advance and there is full transparency as to who pays to who and how much. All of the above are different in commercial transactions, a different type of specialization for another post. The role of the realtor is to find you a property that suits you, your needs, your goals, no matter how much effort it will require. A good broker will also tell you what not to buy and what to stay away from. And I've already seen deals that exploded 2 days before closing because there was no proper disclosure or new details were discovered. Every broker must be connected to a real estate broker. The broker is in fact the body that takes responsibility for the broker's activities, insures them, and also shares a commission with them. It is very important to ask the broker who his broker is and whether there is a serious company behind it, because when things get complicated, and veteran forum readers know that this will happen, you want a strong body with experience on your side and not someone who will disappear. It is also important to note that the broker is a buffer between the buyer and the seller. After all, and especially in investments, there is no room for emotions. Only the numbers are supposed to speak. It is important to neutralize emotional responses to the other side's moves. Many times throughout the negotiations, I see my clients rushing to react, be offended or angry, which can lead to the wrong business move. It is very important to me to be the mediator, one who presents the business image to the client on the one hand and reassures the other. Business is done with people, but in investment, it is less relevant. I will take a look at the story from a few years ago, why it is important to have a broker in the picture, and why today most title companies prefer that you sign digitally and the seller will actually never meet the buyer. Disclosure, I was not specifically involved in this story, but my colleague did. This is a residential house, single family, beautiful house. 5 bedroom, about 4,500 square foot. Prime location, pool. Inspection goes smoothly. Appraisal goes smoothly. The seller and the buyer already know each other. Both parties feel they have made the deal of their lives. Arrive on the closing day. The champagne is chilled. Everyone is in an uplifted mood. Meet in the offices of the title company to sign together. Say hello, smiles. While signing, the landlady says she decided, in an act of generosity, to leave the old and luxurious dining area and more elegant dresser and some furniture. The buyer, in a minute, turns over, turns red, tells her he does not need her donations. He has enough money and he is not looking for alms. For furniture. He goes out in a rage to breathe. The saleswoman is deeply offended that he called the prestige dining area garbage, stops signing and goes out too. In the middle, the two realtors stand looking at each other and decide to run out, each after their own client. After much persuasion, mediation calls and confirmation that these two would never meet, the contract was signed and the closing went successfully. Hello to the realtors world. Conclusion: do not leave dining areas where they are not needed. And really, let your broker do the talking, and you do not really have to be friends of the seller. Tomorrow, my last post where I will reveal the best investment you can make for the future. See you on the reply. All right, so we have a nice letter here for Rinat. Tiff Streets. She got some cookies from a happy client. That's really nice to see. Rinat, you are the best. Thank you for taking care and watching our back. Thanks you. It finally happened. A big hug from all of our family. And here you can see the property and taking pictures for the client and cheering on closing. All right, guys. All right, so this was an amazing post for today, and we're going to take a short 30 seconds break, and we're going to go to the last post from Rinat. All right, guys, so this is going to be the last post from Rinat, and with 3 golden rules, where should one invest if they want a better future? So before closing the lights, I want to thank Avi Ben Mordechai and Lior Lustig and the rest of the forum staff, first of all, for creating such a supportive, instructive, accommodating, and enriching group, and for giving me the opportunity to share and be exposed. We gave a lot of gold tips and tips here before, and there is almost nothing left to add. But still, from my angle and accompanied by quite a few families and investors, information, there is nothing more important than reliable information and ice-cold numbers to get a complete pictures. Certainly when investing remotely, where to find reliable information. There are many professional information systems such as the MLS, state official website that show real data as it is and more. Where do you get less reliable information? Redfin and such websites. All these guys have long been non-neutral sites. They have become an active player with a brokerage license, buy properties themselves, promote them on the site, give a biased market assessment in favor of the property, and unreliable. Lately, I have come across properties that Zillow sells and changes the neighborhood numbers to increase the value of the home. Number two, foot on the ground and visiting the property. How difficult is it to buy remotely? I accompany quantities of families and investors from different and distant states, some for residence and some for investment. Most of them will sign the closure remotely in all sorts of software like DocuSign and will not see the house until they come to live in it or come to visit. The statement that I always repeat and also apply: I will never let you sign a house that I would not be willing to live in, buy for myself, for investment, and there is no situation that I will not be physically in the property. Most of the famous pictures look beautiful inside and out, or not filming what you do not want to see, the client to see. The satellite images are more or less clear, but there is not and will not be a substitute for a physical visit to the property, the neighborhood, and the area. I accompanied a cute family from New York in their relocation process to Austin. They saw in the pictures a beautiful, spacious house, suitable for them in all parameters. Great neighborhood. I went to see it. I went into the house and could not breathe. The house had a sour, strong, and mixed smell of smoking and a variety of spices. All the smells stuck to the walls and I opened the bath curtain. My eyes darkened. Bathtub full of hard and rusty dirt, which incidentally was not photographed. It's true that you can get rid of the smell and dirt, but this is no longer the deal that suited my clients. So I have no doubt that I'm not only the eyes in the field of my client, I'm also the nose, hearing, and touch. And the pictures, they are beautiful, but smells are not something that you can pass through the pictures. Number three, people. I love people, love meeting new people, hearing new stories, and getting to know new worlds. People is the key. Most of my good deals come through my network of contacts, off-market transactions, new construction, or entry into profitable partnerships. Most of my clients also come by word of mouth. They told me to work only with you. They said you would take care of me, and no one is happier than me. Although the real estate market in the United States is endless, we know that for really good deals, you have to stamp your feet, eyes, search under the radar, and activate people. And now, let's talk for a moment about the future. I do not mean the next quarter, the next closure, or even about 2022. I mean those who we grow and those who look at us every day, and they are the ones who will stay behind us. A lot of successful entrepreneurs and people in general always talk about their parents as a source of inspiration. Sometimes as a role model, such as my dad took me to work meeting and from a young age I was exposed to the business world. And sometimes just the opposite. I saw my parents' employees working hard all of my life and in the end going out with nothing. I will not be like that. It's no secret that in the education system at the moment, there is not much emphasis on economic education. It is our job to show them the entrepreneurial and business aspects of the world at every opportunity, the successes, failures, and hard work along the way. Share them, talk to them, tell them who you met today and what happened. Tell them how excited you are about the new project or how much you are shaking with fear that it will not work. Maybe they will sometimes roll their eyes and say it is boring, and maybe slowly drip drops of understanding. Understanding that fear must not be allowed to run you, that if you do not try, you will never succeed, that sometimes mistakes are made. Everyone makes mistakes, and how important it is to meet new people all the time. My eldest daughter, 14 years old, would come to the store with me from a young age and help with the warehouse, price products, help the cashiers, and in general, be exposed to the dynamics of a retail store. Today, it is part of my marketing system and invest in the capital market itself. My middle-aged one, 11 years old, all day walking around thinking what he could sell on eBay to fund more computer games or any other toy. And the 5 years old twins are good for them. This flip is that they drop a plate on the floor. And everyone, all four, travel with me in the car and by chance stop for a moment to check which house, meet the inspector, walk around for a moment in which neighborhood, meet with customers, constantly exposed to work. They are definitely the best investment we can have. In conclusion, what does a real estate pharmacist in Texas do? Assist people moving to Austin in finding housing, new construction, investing in flips, working with investors in finding and managing suitable properties, representing buyers, sellers, landlords, and tenants, and most importantly, enjoy every moment of it. I found out I'm an action fan, and this is probably what I was looking for in the first place. A smiley face. Thank you for reading, responding, and influencing. Hopefully, I was able to open some window to the world of real estate brokerage in the US and in Austin, Texas in particular. Feel free to contact me with any questions for market analysis on the various areas and property search. And if you're coming to Austin, Texas at all, come for coffee, barbecue. You have a mediator here, you have a broker, and also a friend. I'm here for you. So you can find the contact information on the website, on the post. You have the link to the post, or go to austinhomes.me and contact Rinat. Okay, so here you can see Rinat with a beautiful family. Rinat, Austin Homes, Austin Real Estate. Rinat Lerner, www.austinhomes.me. All right, guys, thank you so much for Rinat for joining us. It was an exciting week learning about the Austin, Texas market and what actually a broker does and all of the benefits of using a broker. And thank you for joining us, and we're going to see you in the next post.